Welcome back to Politics Nation, live tonight from Sanford, Florida. This community and the entire country is still trying to figure out how George Zimmerman is a free man tonight. This country is wondering how the Stand Your Ground law could possibly pass. It's the law we've been talking about all week that allows people to kill if they feel their life is being threatened. Former Governor Jeb Bush signed the bill into law in 2005, changing Florida's existing self-defense laws. Florida was the first state where the law was passed. Since then, 23 other states followed, and 6 more considering similar legislation this year. It is absolutely beyond comprehension that these laws exist, and they need to be changed immediately in the name of Trayvon Martin. We cannot let a tragedy like this happen again. Joining me now is former governor of the state of New York, David Paterson, and one of the largest national broadcasters and authors in this country, a host of nationally syndicated show, Michael Baisden. Thanks to both of you for being here. Let me start with you, Michael. You've been hitting this on the show heavy. You've come in and put your full weight behind this rally tonight. We're getting ready to start. What motivated you and what is motivating your listeners with such passion?
Well, just like with the Jena 6, you and I got together on that along with the NAACP and organizations and pastors from all around the country. I want to give credit where it's due.
Right.
It was really grassroots. Just the story itself was unbelievable. You found out about it, I believe, a week before I did. And the more I found out about it every day, it just got more infuriating. Last Monday, we had the attorney on, Benjamin Crump. And for the last 4 days, we haven't talked about anything else. For 4 hours on 70 or 80 stations, we've been talking about nothing but this case. It's offensive. I don't like to be played as a fool, as a father, as a black man, as a parent in general, because you're right, it's not just about race. It's also about being a parent and having a child be killed. But there's a certain insult that comes along with being told this ridiculous story. And then as more information is released, starting with the 911 calls, more ridiculous. I saw you last night on Lawrence O'Donnell. Oh my God, I hit the ceiling. I was up until 5 o'clock this morning blogging and connecting the audio and the video so they can see what you heard, is that we don't even believe that this man ever was even questioned. How is that possible? So all the things that we've been hearing about the story has been secondhand, or as you like to say, the chief was playing I believe what the term you used was, he was the spokesman. The spokesman for the shooter.
Right.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, how did you feel when you heard what Mr. Bonaparte said, who could have fired the chief?
Don't get me started on Mr. Bonaparte.
I have to.
I said it on my national show, and I said it now. I was not going to shake that man's hand. He put his hand out with me and a few other brothers over there, and our whole attitude was, I said, look, I'm a real man. I don't shake hands with people I don't respect. So for me, the fact that we had a black man, and I know that the fact race may not only be an issue, but he's a black man in a position to make a move and make a decision that could get a man out of the way that has obviously had a lot of, as you said, contradictory testimony to what happened. Get him out of the way so people can start healing. We have a lot of good cops out there now who are now being saddled with the nonsense that this cop created, even probably here in Sanford. We know there's good cops, but now that this man is representing them that way, now the Sanford Police Department itself and every cop has got to defend himself from his lack of professional at the very least.
And you wouldn't shake his hand here on the set.
I don't do that.
Governor Paterson, I've known you for many years. This is the first time I've gotten a call from you saying you wanted to join the rally. Governor, you called me and said, what day is the rally? I'm going with you. And when I got to the airport this morning, you were already on the plane. Former governor of the state, you're a radio talk show host in New York. Why are you here in Florida tonight?
Well, I think that when people commit crimes against other people, it can be a tragedy. But when the institutions in this country fail all of our neighborhoods, then we have a national tragedy. We have a man who joins a neighborhood watch for which he's never registered. He uses a firearm for which he is forbidden to use while on duty. He makes unreasonable judgments about the subject. He is told by the police to stay away from the subject and ignores them, and then he shoots him. Now, that's one thing about him. But now let's look at what the police department did. They test the victim for alcohol and drugs and do a background check. They never test the shooter for alcohol and drugs and do a background check. And if the shooter said he had blood on him, they never take the clothes, so we'll never know conclusively whether there was any blood at all. So it's when the institutions fail that I think that we have the most trouble in this country, because people lose faith that there's anyone to go to in crisis.
Michael, I've not seen, the outpouring, thousands all over the country. The governor came down, Norman Seabrooks from Corrections Officers Association, Martin Luther King III. People that I didn't even get to call, calling me, flying in. Dick Gregory's already here. Judge Greg Mathis.
There's a reason. Don't mess with our kids. See, that's what it comes down to. That's why Gina turned into the explosion that it did. Don't mess with our children. And that's why you're going to see thousands, not hundreds of people down in this park today.
Do you feel that we as a nation will wake up and deal with these laws in over 20 states?
I hope that we do. We got a black man in the White House. We can't get justice for a black boy in Sanford, Florida. It makes no sense. It's a total disappointment to believe that we're making it. It's an illusion almost. People feel like it's an illusion where we work very hard, black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, get this man in office, and we can't even get a man arrested for shooting a boy who just went to the store for Skittles.
Right there.
Unbelievable.
Reverend, don't get me wrong. I think the laws should be repealed, the stand your ground self-defense laws. But even under the laws, how does he qualify for self-defense when he's the pursuer? It was actually the victim that was trying to defend himself or leave the area. So even under the law as it stands now, I don't understand why the police did not arrest him.
Governor David Paterson, former governor of the state of New York, Michael Baisden, the man on radio. Thank you both for your time tonight as we head to the rally. Trayvon's final steps that night, last month. That's next.